All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into something kind of special. Feedback from someone who's really lived it.
Mhm.
Someone named Emma.
Okay.
And about 2 years ago, she was diagnosed with stage 4 ALK-positive lung cancer.
Okay.
And this is a specific type of lung cancer caused by a particular genetic change.
Right.
And often it affects younger non-smokers.
Interesting.
So our mission today is really to understand how a particular charity, ALK Positive UK, has actually affected Emma's life.
Gotcha.
And I think through her experience, we can learn a lot about the broader value of these patient support networks.
Yeah. I think it's fascinating how, one person's story can really reveal the impact of an organization.
Right.
It gives us that ground level view.
Exactly. And one of the first things Emma mentions is that right after her diagnosis, she found this charity, ALK Positive UK, and she said she immediately felt less alone.
Oh, wow.
Just that feeling alone, right? Like you get this serious
Yeah.
diagnosis and you probably feel so isolated.
Absolutely. I mean, that speaks to such a human need to connect with others who understand what you're going through, especially when you're facing something as challenging as cancer.
Especially something you didn't expect, right?
Exactly. And it's more than just like medical facts. It's about a shared experience and feeling seen.
And she talked about a few specific ways the charity helped her.
Okay.
The first thing she mentioned was their website.
Ah,
And it was really key in helping her understand her diagnosis.
okay.
When you're facing something complex and unfamiliar, having clear, reliable information is so important.
Yeah. I mean, a good website can be a lifeline. It can break down complex medical terms into something you can actually understand,
Right.
and that can really empower patients to take a more active role in their own care.
Yeah. And she also talked about their online support group, and she said it wasn't just about information. It was about connecting with people who understood exactly what she was going through. She said it lifts me up, offers advice on dealing with test results,
Wow.
celebrates milestones.
This is amazing.
It's a real community.
Yeah, and that peer-to-peer support is so valuable.
Yeah.
They share practical tips, coping mechanisms, things you might not always get from a doctor.
Right. Lived experience.
Success.
And here's a really concrete example of their impact. So Emma shared that the charity actually helped her get her driving license back much faster after she had a seizure
Oh, wow.
than she could have managed on her own.
That's huge.
That's a direct, practical intervention that really affected her daily life.
Absolutely. It shows how these organizations can help navigate the system.
Right.
They understand the specific challenges that people with rare conditions face, and they can advocate for them.
And beyond that direct support, Emma also talked about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
She mentioned that ALK Positive UK organizes a free annual conference,
Oh, that's great.
which she calls an incredible source of support.
It's like bringing that online community into the real world.
Yeah, it's got to be so powerful to connect in person with people who really get it.
Absolutely. Those conferences are so valuable for building a sense of community.
Yeah.
And for sharing the latest research findings.
It's like a connection hub for everyone involved.
Exactly.
And it's not just about support and community. Emma also highlighted the charity's tireless advocacy for more research funding and awareness of ALK-positive lung cancer.
Right. They're working on a systemic level as well.
Yeah, they're fighting for better outcomes for everyone affected by this disease.
And that's vital for driving progress, especially with rarer cancers like this one.
Yeah, and on a more personal note, Emma and her husband also receive free life coaching sessions through the charity.
Really?
And she said this helped her feel more positive, manage her fears, reduce worry.
Wow. That's addressing a whole other level of need.
Yeah, the emotional and psychological impact of a diagnosis like this is huge.
It really is. And it's great that they offer that kind of support.
That holistic approach is so important.
Yeah, recognizing that cancer affects the whole person, not just their physical health.
Exactly. And ultimately, Emma says that her quality of life has, without question, improved due to the charity.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it really is. It's a testament to the work they're doing.
Yeah, it shows the difference a dedicated organization can make.
And Emma's motivation for sharing her experience was to give just a little bit back
That's wonderful.
and help the charity's mission, to advocate for patients, equip them and the medical community with information, and ultimately prolong lives.
It's a beautiful cycle.
Yeah.
Support, empowering people to give back.
Right, a ripple effect.
Exactly.
So I think the big takeaway here is the impact ALK Positive UK has had on Emma's life.
Absolutely.
It's not just about medical information.
It's about so much more.
It's about emotional support, practical help navigating the system, and dedicated advocacy.
Right. And it really makes you think about the role of these specialized support networks, you know?
Yeah.
How can that sense of community and that focused advocacy improve quality of life and maybe even influence the course of a disease?
It's a powerful question for all of us to consider.
It really is.